All right, welcome back to S&J Sports Talk Show. I'm Stanley. This is my brother Jonathan, man. How you living?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Man, I'm doing well, man. It's freezing cold out here in Sacramento, man. It's been, we in the 40 degrees at night, hitting 32 degrees. I know that some of
Lower than that,
y'all
man.
don't have to worry about, that's not cold to y'all. Some of y'all are dealing with like below zero and stuff like that.
In the negatives.
But in
all that.
Sacramento, if it drops to the 40s, if it's in the 60s, it's cold, So we're out here just dealing with that, man. But S&J Sports Talk podcast, we're back at it. For all of you all who have not already, make sure you follow us. Hit the thumbs up button on this video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel here.
Yeah, S&J Sports Talk.
S&J Sports Talk. We're also on Instagram, S&J Sports Talk. It's real important you follow us on there because we will be informing you all of all updates on there. Last week, we just started the Twitter page, S&J Sports Talk on Twitter as well. We're just going to get our follower count up on there and start building that page up.
TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good
stuff.
You
have all of it, so there's no excuse. You have one of those platforms. Follow us on one of those platforms.
No, you got Spotify or Apple. Like you got one of those.
Yeah, and it's on all the platforms. We've just been gaining momentum and traction. We appreciate all of you all. Like we said last time, we actually hit our 1 year on December 1st of doing the S&J Sports Talk Show. We appreciate all the feedback, the support. Y'all keep messaging us and letting us know what you want to see, what all topics you all would like to hear. Just continue to message us on Instagram or, like I said, on Twitter as well. Let's get into some sports news starting off. This episode, we're going to talk a little bit about women's sports, women in sports, and some of the things we're seeing going on right now with women's sports. But before we get into that, rest in peace to Paul Silas. For those of you all who don't know, Paul Silas passed away this last week. He's the father of Steven Silas, who is the coach right now of the Houston Rockets. But Paul Silas, he was a legend with basketball and with NBA. I want to say he won championships as a player. I can't remember with who, because I think he was about 80 years old, so he played before our time.
Yeah, before we even.
But I do know the first time I remember hearing about Paul Silas was he was LeBron James' first coach at Cleveland Cavaliers. So when he got drafted, his coach was Paul Silas, and he was a great basketball player. He went to high school out here in California in Oakland, Kleinman's Mack High School. Those of you who know Oakland, you know Mack High School is a classic, legendary high school out there. So rest in peace to him. We just want to show our respect to him. Anything else going on in the sports news world that we need to inform everyone of?
Yeah, man. I guess that covers everything we want to cover to begin the show.
Okay.
Stay tuned for Instagram, man. We're gonna be doing a call-in show.
Oh yeah.
Episode very soon. So just stay on. We'll post it on Instagram.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Yeah. We're going to be doing a call-in show where we do our NBA review. We're going to definitely break down some of the Christmas game day matchups that are coming up. We're going to talk about what's happening with the NBA as far as who should be all-stars, because it's going to be some people who get left off of that all-star team.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't make it.
Yeah.
So during that episode, we definitely are going to let you all call in, share your thoughts on not just the NBA, but other sports as well. So that'll be coming later on in our future episodes. I have a blooper video that we put together. We put the video together. It's funny. I hope y'all enjoy it when it gets out. And then the laptop crashed. So we're working on getting that laptop back because all of the video, it wasn't saved content. So it's all on that laptop. We're going to work towards getting that back out to you all. Just a compilation of all the funny clips from the first year of S&J Sports Talk page. So, moving into things, though, that's happening in the sports world right now. Like I said, in women's sports, but not just women's sports, but all over the sports world, Brittney Griner is home. And we want to just congratulate her on being home. Shout out. We don't want anybody to be over there locked up in prison and whatnot. What's your thoughts, Jonathan, man? What are you hearing in the sports world about Brittney Griner being back?
What are my thoughts?
I've heard some people like, man, we gave up too much to get her back. We should have left her over there. I've heard other people say, I don't feel bad for her. She knew what she was doing. What do you think, man? What's your thoughts on Brittney Griner being home? We definitely...
Yeah, man. Everyone's got a valid point, my honest thoughts, bro, is that was a terrible trade. Like
Terrible
it was a
trade.
terrible. Like I'm happy she's home, obviously, but at the end of the day, that was a terrible trade. I don't know like what the Joe Biden administration or the USA was doing. I don't know what
Who
they're
was the
doing.
trade for? Let the
It
listeners
was
know
for
who was this
all
other
right.
person.
I don't even know the guy's name, but
Yeah.
basically this dude he was selling guns and he was an arms dealer or whatnot for he was selling to people that intended to kill Americans, right? So
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's my honest thoughts on it. So
was he in the U.S. or was he?
yeah, he was in the U.S.
Okay.
So
he got
basically,
sent back
Russia
to-
traded for him, and then we got Brittany Griner back. So I mean, it wasn't really a good trade. But at the end of the day, man, Brittany Griner's back home. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's a cool thing. But yeah, I mean,
Man,
it's not really yeah.
that's interesting. You know,
What you think?
We honestly never know what's really happening with the higher ups in the political realm. Like, I heard that it's a one-on-one trade. They gave up somebody and got Brittany Griner back. There's probably all the behind-the-scene deals that happened. There was probably some money. I guarantee you there was some money and some checks and some stuff that happened. My
Yeah.
thoughts on the situation is I'm happy Brittany Griner's home. I saw Carmelo Anthony. He had a shirt that said, "We are Brittany Griner." And I feel him on that because anybody could get caught up in the situation. I've been to Mexico like 6 times, and there's times where I was in Mexico and might have done something that was against the law there. And if I got caught up there, I would hope that my country and my nation would go and get me. So
Yeah.
that's kind of, we've talked about this months ago when Brittany Griner was caught up. We talked about this situation and just saying, hey, one thing they teach you in the military is you don't leave anybody behind. You don't leave a man behind. And so that's the military. Those are people who are fighting for the country. So they're doing that to protect the citizens. So when a citizen gets caught up, you're not supposed to leave them behind either and just say, well, you messed up and did something wrong or whatnot. So I think that I also think that Russia's at war right now. Like they're at war with Ukraine. So they're in a full on, they're actually like shedding blood war. They're blowing up things, killing people, seizing different cities. So the U.S. decided to. What did the U.S. do? The U.S. has been sending money to Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's the side they chose on the war. And Russia's like, okay, y'all want to mess with Ukraine, huh? Y'all want to give them money. Y'all want to allow them to come over here. So we going to grab one of yours too. So I think this was a bigger situation than someone with a vape pen or vape oil. And all of that. And Russia might have got the best of us in that one. They might have got the best of us.
They definitely did. But I mean, I think because here's the thing about Brittany Griner. At the end of the day, she went to another country and she broke the law, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like the USA is going. First off, there's other heroes like people in the military that are locked up in Russia that still didn't get free. So it's like should you release them or Brittany Griner, who's averaging like 15 points in the WNBA?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like also with that, it's the USA is going to get Brittany Griner out for something that they're locking people up for in this country. So it's like it's very hypocritical. So yeah,
a lot of people have been mentioning that same point. I even think, dare I say, Kim Kardashian. I didn't even think she was speaking out saying, "Hey, it's a shame that the U.S. is trying to act like Russia so bad."
Hey, we don't mess with Kim K. Bro.
There's people who are. That's what I'm saying. If even Kim Kardashian is saying it, if she's saying something I can agree with,
that's
then
bad.
I have to say, man, the U.S. really is messing up on this one. So
yeah.
I'm just happy that she's home. I don't think that you should take the situation lightly, especially as a black person in this country. You should never take those situations lightly because, there's all types of things that happen to us that don't happen to other citizens. So you have to always be aware when something politically is happening. I think it was a matter of war, and Russia got their man out. Russia got their man out, and I think they kind of got back at the U.S. for helping Ukraine. Possibly. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Yeah.
And really her WNBA career, that's the last thing anyone was thinking of. Because if she had to spend years over there in Russia, she was not going to have the WNBA was just an afterthought. I don't even know if she's going to enter back into the WNBA or what she's going to do
Who knows?
Far as that goes. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I had to turn off my ESPN alerts because ESPN kept sending me alerts about Brittany Griner and all these things happening. and they're like, oh, she's just having to deal with so much torture over there and her mental health over there. And as black people, man, we deal with our mental health here all the time, having to deal with police killing us, people who we pay taxes to killing us, having to deal with random white supremacist citizens attacking us and killing our children and stuff. So I was kind of like, why is ESPN acting like they all messing with Brittany Griner and all for her and stuff like that? And
Russia's a whole different country, though.
man,
Then on top of that, yeah.
they are a different country. So it's interesting. Then my other thoughts, man, how in the world, who was Brittany Griner's, like, who was her, who dropped the ball? Was it Brittany Griner
What you
dropped
mean?
the ball? Like, did she know that that was illegal to have that vape pen? Or, like, I feel like when you're a superstar athlete and you go to another country, you have people, whether it's people from the WNBA, NBA, your agent, who's like, okay, make sure you do X, Y, and Z.
Helping
Don't
you
mess
out,
with
yeah.
A, B, and C.
Yeah.
And don't do 1, 2, and 3.
Mhm.
You know, you would have people who tell you those things, but
Yeah.
it seemed like nobody really, like, I'm like, who is it? Was it
Yeah.
just she broke the law and she knew she broke the law? I want to interview.
That-
Did you know you broke the law?
Yeah, she got some answers to questions.
Were you
She got some
surprised
questions
just
to
like
answer, yeah.
everybody else? Was everyone else having vape pens and they just picked you out the bunch? I need to know more.
Yeah,
man.
you need to. Yeah, we definitely
I
need to know
need to
more of
know
that
more.
situation. But from what we know, bruh, is that she had a vape pen in her,
Okay.
or I'm sorry, something with weed or whatnot, oil.
Okay.
That was illegal in Russia. Now, I don't, yeah.
Okay.
So, so I mean, I think she broke the ball. I'm not sure though, but we gotta wait for her to go on an interview or whatnot.
I definitely need to hear more about the situation, man. I'm
Yeah.
happy. Anybody in prison or captured, I'm happy they're out. With the man who got out and sent back to Russia, security's gonna be on him. He's not gonna be able to get back to this country. And as far as the people,
He'll still be able to sell though.
he'll still be able to sell, but you know, hey, I don't know. We have to see what will happen. Like I said, I think there's some more behind the scene deals. Because do you really
definitely,
think the
but
US
I don't-
gave up somebody who was dangerous to Americans to get Brittany Griner? If that was the case, they would have done it months ago. But it seems like there was some more deals.
Okay, but
going
there's
on.
more to it. Okay, there's more to it
You know,
though,
we the
right?
common
We're not
sheep.
trying to
We don't
get
know
like we're not
anything.
trying to get in like yeah.
We just exploring.
We're not trying to
different
get
options
into-
and avenues, right?
politics on the show, but there's more to it, right?
Right.
You have like Biden. He's
been doing
doing a lot of dumb stuff the
Oh, whoa!
past year.
You think so? Okay.
Well, he's been doing a lot of messed up stuff the past year too.
Okay.
The 2024 election's coming up, and apparently
Yeah.
he's running to run back. So, hey, people.
He's trying to run it back,
Apparently, bruh. So.
and don't nobody want him to run it back. He's
Yeah.
like, let's run it back. Everyone's like,
So,
nah.
His administration's probably like, hey, this is a good move for us, you know.
Oh yeah, because you can
I mean,
get
gotta look at
the.
it that way, and then yeah.
It looks like you supported the LGBT community.
And the
You
black
supported the
community.
black community,
They know
black
how to look,
woman, all of those things that are, because I heard Biden we're not even trying to get into all that stuff, but we be hearing a lot of stuff, man. But like I said, man, it's good that she is back home, a citizen's back home. It's a rare situation. I don't normally hear too much about people getting caught up overseas, like about to be in prison over there.
Mm-hmm.
It happened with the Ball brother, Leangelo.
Yeah.
He had got caught up. Was that in
In
China?
yeah.
They was talking about he was about to go down for doing that. That was some dumb stuff he did, but he got out of it.
Him out there, though.
Yeah, he got up out of there. But that was the last time I've heard of a situation like that happening. So yeah, man, we
I mean, obviously though, there is perks with being a celebrity.
there are
Yeah.
some. It wasn't
Yeah,
seeming to
that's
help
how it
Brittany
is.
Griner. The only thing that was helping Brittany
It
Griner
definitely helped her.
was the fact that people were speaking out against it. Very notable people were like, "Hey, we have to do something and get her. We're not just gonna leave her hanging."
No, it definitely helped her because
Mm-hmm.
if she wasn't in the WNBA or whatnot, she probably would still been over there, bro.
I think if she wasn't some celebrity, she wouldn't have even went down for that. That's how I feel.
I don't know. I don't know about
Because when people come over here and break the law
that. Yeah.
from another country, we don't put them in jail. Like, I'm talking about, like, if they murder somebody over here, but if they come over here and let's say they have a legal amount of weed, we don't put them in jail. You know what I'm saying? We don't do all that. We might, if anything, we might send them back. Like, if anything with her, she could send them back. But they like I said, they got their prisoner swap back. So they're in a war mentality right now. And the way ESPN was presenting it to us was as if this was just some sports icon who needs our help. And it's like, nah, Russia's at war with pretty much everybody, because when they went and attacked Ukraine, they told everybody else, y'all better not get involved. So the moment you start talking like that, you're at war with everybody. So yeah, just a situation that's going on, and like I said, people are talking from their own perspectives, their own knowledge about the situation. Right. We're happy Brittany Griner is home. Oh, yeah. We didn't, that's what we're saying. We're supporting that and her being home. Let's get into some other. Do want to talk on this right now. The women's college volleyball championships are happening, and tomorrow you have the semifinals. You have University of San Diego versus Texas, and you have Louisville playing Pittsburgh. And so those games will be tomorrow for those of y'all who enjoy women's college volleyball. One thing I learned about women's college volleyball. Okay. You're good now. All right, we're on. We're the host, and we are the behind the scenes
for surely,
and we are the video editors, and we are the audio mixers, all of that. So we working stuff out, man.
I know it all.
Yeah. This man right here does all of that stuff. Really, I show up and we just get on here and talk, come up with some topics, but you really be handling stuff. So shout out to Jonathan on that. But yeah, the women's college volleyball is happening tomorrow for those of y'all who enjoy
6:30, right?
4 p.m. for the Texas versus University of San Diego game. Mm-hmm. Texas is a great team, man. I've always enjoyed watching the Texas team play. And then I don't know anything about Louisville and Pittsburgh, so I'm gonna check out the games tomorrow. That's the game before the final. Both these teams who win, they play on the finals on Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
So definitely check those out. We always want to shout out to the women athletes and the women's sports.
To check that out.
And then, what I learned about college volleyball is there's no professional volleyball. So after the women's college volleyball is done,
that's like their career.
That's it. That's why it's so competitive and big. But why is there no professional volleyball team? All they can do is go to the Olympics, and that's once every 4 years or so. Yeah. But
I feel like, honestly, bro, that would be like something that people would actually go watch, like possibly even more than WNBA. I don't even know, but that's like because they need to make pros for that.
To go to volleyball games. In college, that's like something people go to in groups. Especially if you know the players, even if you don't know the players, it's just a fun sport to watch and to be competitive with. Volleyball is a fun sport to play. We don't always play it, but it's a fun sport to play. Mm-hmm. Once you learn the techniques.
When you're playing with good players or whatnot.
So those games are tomorrow night. Make sure to check in those games tomorrow, December 15th. Make sure to check on those games right there with women's college volleyball.
Yeah.
And speaking of women's college sports, man, have you been watching some of these women college basketball fights, man?
I have.
Bro, I don't know what is going on with women's college basketball, but almost every night I'm looking at
It's a different
highlights,
fight, man.
And it's girls getting ejected for elbowing, kicking. I saw a fight. I showed you the fight. Yeah. Texas Christian University versus George Washington University. Y'all go check that fight out. It's a brawl. It's George Washington University versus Texas Christian. Girls were pulling here, and I'm talking about full-on swings, blows, more than I see with even men basketball fights.
Yeah, in college. Yeah.
What's happening that's making the girl basketball players, the women basketball players, fight almost on an extent more than the men are? Right. I don't really see college men fights. You see it sometimes, but not.
You don't really see it because they're not trying to lose their scholarship,
right?
And they understand,
right?
They understand that can be a huge downside to them trying to make it to the NBA, right?
Right.
Because when you have agents from the NBA looking to get a rookie or whatnot, they're like, oh, this dude got anger issues. Let's move on to the next one. There's a million other people out there that they'll pick. So it's you got to keep your actions in check or whatnot. But now once you get to the NBA, that's a whole different thing, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is.
It's a great point.
But I don't know. So maybe they're more scared to lose their scholarship or whatnot. But I don't know the college women's basketball. Maybe they're just like, hey, you're not going to disrespect me or something. I don't know.
Man, I saw this girl.
Because it'd be like a normal play. It'd just be like a normal play, and then she turn around and is like, what? Right. It's like
Right, like, and I'm talking about, like, they going right at each other. Like, they walk up to each other on some, like, what's up? What you got to do? I'm like, man, like, come on.
Like
So
a Street Fighter or something, bro.
you brought up a good point, though, because a male college basketball player, he's trying to get to that NBA where there's millions.
Mhm.
What have we been talking about with the WNBA? They don't get paid millions.
They don't get paid millions.
So them college basketball players are like, this is the best it's gonna get right here. if I'm getting on a scholarship for $40,000 at a college to play basketball, and I'm gonna go to the WNBA and only make $40,000 a year, then this is the same as the W. I'm gonna fight. Like I'm really gonna fight for mine, and I'm not risking no millions of dollars doing it.
Yeah.
So that's a great point there, because the way the girls are fighting, they're actually swinging and hitting. You know, with men, a lot of times with men, they just walk up and then people break them up. They just walk up.
They wait
do
for
some
someone to,
talking.
yeah.
Might be a push, might be a shove, but they know that if they actually swing, it's ejections and then suspensions and all this type of stuff. But I guess the women's college basketball, man, they just y'all look up.
Just go look it up, man. It's on Instagram and everything.
Before the end of the college basketball season, y'all gonna see some more fights on ESPN. I'm talking about women's college basketball fights. I'm talking about they really going at it this year. Ejections, brawls, everything. So it's funny to see, man.
Yeah, man.
It's funny to see, man. So
Yeah, that's a good point. So let me ask you this, Brad. So like the fights, we're seeing this like the WNBA. The NFL's more lenient on this, but like even the NBA do you think like they should let the players talk more or like get into it more, you know? Because it's like nowadays, it's like I was watching the Warriors game yesterday. Jordan Poole, he made a layup and he looked at the ref and he was like, "Come on," right? He was just yelling at him. He didn't say anything else, and then the ref teed him up.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, so it was like, and so I'm like, I think you got to be more lenient with the NBA players, right? Because now it's just like,
I definitely don't like that about the NBA right now.
yeah.
It's soft right now, man.
And then it's like, you speak up against it, you're getting fined or whatnot. It's
if
like,
you speak up, you getting fined. If you even just looking at the ref the wrong way, they're teeing you up. And the thing I don't like about it is everyone's tuning in to see these stars play, and so the stars are stars because they're highly competitive. And then next thing you know, they're getting kicked out the game in the second quarter because they had 2 quick technicals. I mean, like, you're talking to a ref.
yeah,
You're talking to a ref.
yeah,
Or say you're talking to me and I'm the referee. I tee you up. You're going to want to know why you got teed up, right?
and then you're gonna go talk to ref
So
more.
you're like, wait, hold on, woo. And the ref's like this. Don't, And you're
And
like,
they-
I'm trying to understand why you gave me the first tee, so you give me a second tee and I'm out the game.
Yeah, yeah, and then I mean, some of these refs have authority issues, bro. Like there was, I forgot the player, but like a week ago,
Yeah, you're right
he
about
was.
that.
They were saying like the ref was cussing them out,
Right.
and I was like,
That'll
yo,
make anybody mad.
that'll make
Yeah.
someone mad, right? So yeah, it was. But I mean, yeah, I think they definitely gotta be more lenient with that, man.
Right.
And the NBA, they have all these little rules now where it's like the players can't even get up from the bench or whatnot. It's like you gotta understand, man. When you're playing basketball, bro, 48 minutes, bro, it's gonna get competitive, right?
Yeah.
And then people like, listen, people they get mad at each other all the time during the game. But after the game, they're cool, right? But during the game, they might get mad at each other. The other team might get mad at the other team, or
Right.
like that's how the tension gets built or whatnot, right? So for the refs, they're trying. The NBA is just trying to make it. Hey, you come out here, you play basketball at 48 minutes, no text or nothing. Let's go. You know.
Yeah,
And it's like-
that doesn't work, man. These refs, obviously, we see these refs are making bad calls out here.
Oh
There's
man, some of these refs be getting paid, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was asking the question the other day. I said, what type of checks are in place to make sure these referees aren't betting on games?
Yeah.
These referees aren't
Making deals.
You know, making
Yeah.
side deals with teams. Like, who's tracking the referees? Because some of these calls these refs are making, man, you're like, what's
Hey,
happening?
And shout out to the good refs too, man.
Yeah,
You
shout
know?
out to them solid refs who can make a difficult call with the crowd yelling against them, LeBron yelling against them, and still make a difficult
Yeah.
but solid, fair call. That's
Yeah.
a shout out. I don't know if you ever.
They gotta make split time decisions, bro.
Yeah, they really do. And they're not perfect.
Yeah.
They're
We
not
don't
perfect.
expect them to get every call right.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, that was a foul, and they replay it, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't. Or
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, that wasn't a foul, and then I replay it, I'm like, oh, the ref got it right. So, you know, in real time, that's a difficult job to have right
Yeah.
there. But I was actually recently reviewing when the Lakers played the Sacramento Kings in 2002.
Yeah,
And
I heard
everybody
about
knows that was one of the famous, one of the referees, Tim Donaghy or some name like that. Tim
I heard
Donaghy.
about that. Yeah.
He ended up going to prison for that game because he was found to have been betting and gambling on that game. And so when you go back and watch the Game 6 highlights, if the Kings win this game, they go to the NBA Finals. They're up 3-2 in the series. Go watch this game on YouTube for all the younger listeners who weren't around in 2002 to watch this. This is when I first started getting into basketball, 2001, 2002. And that game, the Kings are getting fouls called on them every play. I mean, they just even look at Shaquille O'Neal, foul. Mike Bibby at one point in the game, he just falls down on the ground and he's just like this, so frustrated because he's like, we know we're playing against the Lakers, which is already a dominant team, and we're playing against the referees.
Yeah.
I mean, they were calling fouls. Clean block by Chris Webber, foul.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So go check that game out and you'll see what we're talking about. And the referee that was in that game, he ended up going to prison because he got caught up. But what happened was the Kings were up 3-2. They lose both those games. They lose that game, Game 6, then they lose Game 7. And
The Lakers go on to the
the
finals,
Lakers
and they
go on,
don't.
and that's when they get their three-peat. So a lot of people say, hey, the Kings really should have got that one that year. And then what we see with the Kings is they fall out the playoffs and become the laughingstock of the NBA. I wonder who busted that referee out. Because it would be interesting if the Kings busted that referee out.
Yeah.
And because of that, they kind of had the NBA against them. Because the NBA kind of laughed at them not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it's like everyone knows the Kings were supposed to get that chip that year, or at least be in the finals that year, and that would have changed things.
That would be
Lakers
interesting.
would have just had 2 back-to-back, not a three-peat. And then the Kings would have maybe, if they would have won the championship, then you're looking at a different dynasty there.
Yeah, that would be interesting because was it the Kings? The Kings probably launched an investigation towards it, right?
Have, yeah.
But it could have been one of the other referees too. They're like, hey, this dude was constantly making bad calls. I don't know because the referees, there's like 3 in the NBA. I'm pretty sure there was 3 back in that time, right?
Yeah, it was at least.
But you have
out
like
there.
different ranks too.
Okay.
So you might have someone who's been there for a minute, someone
Yeah.
50 or whatnot,
And if he
So
was betting on that game, that's just the one they got caught with.
yeah, they probably bet.
They
If
just got
you're betting
caught
on the
that
finals,
one.
bro, you've been betting the whole way
Right.
before that. So
Right, yeah. So go
or
game
the
6
playoffs,
of the
yeah.
2002 Western Conference Finals between the Kings and Lakers. For all my young listeners, just YouTube that one. Look at that game, and you're gonna be like, "What? This was an actual NBA game?" And they were playing in Staples Center, and even the Lakers fans were like, "Whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy."
yeah,
So, speaking of referees, man, what's your thoughts? I've been watching a lot of these games, and I'm seeing a lot of women referees in the NBA
Yeah.
games and even the NFL games. Even, I was watching the NFL game. I was like, there go another lady. There go another lady. They're refereeing the NFL games and the NBA games. What's your thoughts on that? I personally, I kind of have some opposition to it myself.
yeah.
But what's your thoughts on that? The women referees in all of these male sports.
I'm kind of like, it's meh, whatever, like, I'm happy. They, like, give them the job. If they want the job, give them the job, right? But with that being said, it's like, you got to understand what job you're applying for, right? So it's like, hey, you're going to have men yelling at you. So
Right.
you can't be teeing them up faster than the male refs, right? Because women naturally, if you got like let's see, you're talking about NBA and NFL, right?
Yeah.
If you naturally have like
Biggest athletes in the world.
if you
man.
have a LeBron James or Draymond Green, like they're in the middle of the game, adrenaline is in and whatnot, and they're walking to a woman ref, and she's already so much shorter than them. She's looking up, and then you're yelling at her. She's naturally going to tee you up, because she's scared, right? So I think they gotta understand like what they're the kind of job they're applying for. It's like, and honestly, a lot of people like the people in the NBA or whatnot, that's the only problem with them. It's like they don't have a problem with them reffing or whatnot. It's like, but their level of patience is like,
Right. And
So-
I remember in high school we were playing a game, and we normally had male referees, but I remember this game we were at a tournament away, and we had it was like 2 women referees and 1 guy referee.
Oh wow.
And we would get bad calls.
No,
and
that
we were
way.
yelling at the ref, and we would go back to the bench, and our coach was yelling at us because we were yelling at lady refs. And not yelling. We weren't yelling like out of control. We about to get ejected from the game. But
Yeah,
the way we were talking to him was like, "What are you doing? Like that's a foul. Like come on. Like you're into a game, and that's just at the high school level.
And then they're gonna get mad at you, you know.
And the coach was getting mad at us for the way we're talking to the lady ref. And I understood where the coach was coming from. In no situation do you deal with a woman in this way.
Yeah.
Publicly, it doesn't look good. I understand what he was trying to teach us.
Mm-hmm.
However, when I'm looking at these NBA games, I've seen it, man. I've seen the NBA players turn around, and they're like ready to go.
We talking about the stars, bro. We talking about Curry, LeBron.
Edwards, he turned around ready to go off on the referee. He saw it was that little referee woman, and he just started smiling. Like he's like, okay, I ain't gonna. He's like, let me find somebody else. Like you over here, come here. You at half court, come here. Because I just don't even like the optics of that. Like you got the strongest, most competitive, aggressive men, most of them black men, and you got this little white woman. It's never gonna look good for you to walk up and start yelling or be competitive, highly competitive talking to her. It's never. And I feel like the reason I have opposition to it is I don't want none of my my brothers in the NBA or NFL to actually be getting in trouble just because they're being competitive talking to a ref about a call they might have disagreed with, and then I can see it now on ESPN. So and so, I can see them getting in legal trouble over some of the stuff that happens.
There's probably rules to the NBA, right? I mean, obviously, maybe college or high school is different, right? But there's probably rules like you can't really sue or something like that. But I mean, I think the refs overall in general need to do a better job of the NBA. Like they're teeing people up way too quickly, you know. And it's like, it's kind of like you signed up for the job, so like some of them really do have power issues though. Like I'm talking, you say one word to them, like what are you teeing them up for?
Yeah, some of them do have power issues.
It's like what are you teeing Jordan Poole up for saying, come on, bro? Like that's just like he scored he's like, hey.
And it's selective who they tee up.
Yeah.
Because some of the stars can yell.
Some of the stars can get a little more or whatnot.
And I understand it because normally you allow the team captains to express more.
And I'm not saying the refs gotta take being disrespected. It's like none of the NFL or NBA players are really disrespecting the refs. It's just how the game goes. So it's like, I mean, if you're going off like Steve Kerr or something, maybe give him a T,
Right. But and the players are highly criticized. So when they miss, let's say in NFL they miss a catch, or they make a catch, and the ref takes it away, that goes against that player's stats or whatnot, and they're highly criticized. They get paid based on what their
numbers
is. So when a referee is taking something away, that player is looking at that referee like, you're messing with my paycheck. I'm going for this contract deal. You're taking away this play because you made a mistake or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm working at this craft night in, night out. Now all over ESPN and Fox Sports, they're talking about how Metcalf isn't as great as he needs to be.
Yeah.
Or Russell Wilson isn't the same. And whatever the situation is, and it's like, hold on, who's looking at the refs? They don't get put on blast. Their name all over.
The refs are out of there, man. The moment that game hits 0 seconds,
you don't even know who the refs are. I mean, there's a few refs you might recognize.
Yeah.
But that's a very good good analysis there, because I think when it comes to the sports and the NBA specifically on the two technicals, once you have one technical, if you get a technical, you should be able to talk after that for a moment. You should the ref needs to give you. I hate when they do it one technical and turn around and give another
2 seconds. It's like you're out of here. Nah,
because that person's still heated already.
Yeah.
Give him a moment.
You gotta let him calm down.
Himself now, talk to you now, and you explain yourself now. You're right, man. Some of these referees got power trips, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at like a basketball facility like almost every weekend, right?
Right.
And pretty much all the refs there are chill, right? But there's one or two where it's like, hey, you say a word to them, it's like, and it's not even like I know there's some refs, bro, like they'll talk to the kids, they'll talk to the coaches, and they'll be like, hey man, I need you to calm down and whatnot. Like they don't mind that. It's like when you start I don't know, man. It's like some of these refs, man.
Yeah, because you do you work with the referees, right?
Yeah, I work with the referees. They're all chill.
You work the scoreboard, and the referees talk to you.
They talk to me, but they also they'll talk to the players first, and they'll talk to the coaches first. It's like they don't just tee them up right away.
Calm down. Hey, watch it. And I know you said some of them coaches be out of control up there too.
Oh man.
This is just AAU, high school, junior high league. So imagine the NBA league. They're dealing with players talking to him,
But yeah.
the fans talking to him. I sometimes hear him saying, "Refs, you suck. Refs, you suck." I would tee up the whole team if that's happening, man.
Right.
I would be on a power trip with that too.
Right. Nah, man. But yeah. But in all seriousness, man, like the NBA and NFL, I think constantly, like I personally don't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta understand, and like the NFL and the NBA's gotta make that a rule where it's like, hey, man, you are like this woman wants to work for the NFL. You're gonna have to be able to like let them talk to you a little bit, right?
Yeah,
They're gonna disagree with
yeah.
your calls sometimes, and you gotta be able to take that. You know, it's not like you gotta tell them like not to take it personal if Aaron Donald's talking to you or something like,
Yeah.
hey, that wasn't in ref from the passer call or whatnot, you know.
Because I mean, of course, these people are going to be intimidated. You got a 6'7", 300-pounder.
That's what I'm saying. Over a short little girl, like woman, right? So yeah,
we just going to keep an eye on that. We really want to just keep an eye on that with the referees, but also the women referees in these sports. Because I would love to have a woman on here to give a woman's perspective on her ideal of, you know, is that equality? Because you could look at this from the perspective and say, well, hey, men referee the women's games. Why don't they just have women referees in the WNBA? So there's multiple ways of looking at this. I think I'm looking at it more from a physical and an optic view. Like I've seen the opposite. I've seen the NBA players about to turn around, go off on a ref, or at least express themselves to a ref, and they realize it's a woman. They immediately have to kind of bring themselves down, and they're trying their best, but eventually people are gonna blow.
It's shorter patience with women, yeah.
And in the playoffs, I'm telling you, people are gonna blow.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna run up on someone, and then it's gonna be all over the media, and it's looking bad because it's a woman, not a man, you know. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at. How do we avoid those type of things happening?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So just looking
it's
at
respectable,
it.
yeah.
Real interesting stuff, man. Real interesting stuff. So, but in general, it would be great at the call-in show to actually, have women call in and express their thoughts on that. Like, because I know some women who are like, they don't like it.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, the women need to stay up out of those things. Those are like grown men athletes who are competing at a high level. The women don't even need to be.
I was talking with this dude about it. He brought up a good point. He's saying the NFL, bro, like the man referees, they've accidentally gotten hit or whatnot by the players, right? Yeah. And they're out. So it's like, imagine that hit on a woman. It's like, he's like, that could be death or something. And then and he was like, that NFL player has to live with that for the rest of his life.
Some NFL referees
it's
knocked
like
out because the NFL referees are really in
the middle of the play.
The game.
Yeah.
Even if you're on the sideline, we've seen people get injured just being on the sideline, and the NFL players knock them out. So I mean, it's bold. It's definitely some courage for the women to be out there. That's
it's bravery for sure.
Make sure that there's a balance there. So those are interesting topics, man. We'd love to talk about these topics on our.
Yeah, you know what? I would say I say for right now, bro. I say like maybe like just the NBA. Like, just let them ref the NBA. Because, like, the NFL is, like, honestly, it could be, like, life-threatening if you get a hit or something.
Yeah, but they in the NFL and the NBA. I see them in both. So, I think they might be testing it, seeing how it goes and whatnot. But I can see certain
situations,
I can see certain things that aren't all the way secure with that ruling. So...
it's almost like Devontae Adams pushing over the cameraman, bro.
Yeah, man. Imagine if that was a woman, man. Like, he would have had all the women groups.
First off, that man was in his personal space, but nobody talking about that. So it
talks about it. And he sued him. He sued Devontae Adams, so people can get sued, man. Interesting stuff happening.
I wonder where that guy's at now. That is millions of dollars or what?
Yeah, we never heard from him again, but Devontae Adams got demonized for it. So, really interesting. And like I said, these athletes, man, they work on their craft, and they're criticized highly. They're criticized highly. Like, they can lose a contract because one season they didn't perform their best. Or in a critical game they didn't perform the best. So the refs need to be held very accountable as well. And, so very interesting. I wonder how the NBA players and NFL players feel about that. I wonder what their thoughts are. I haven't really heard anyone speak about that on podcasts or anything, but that would be interesting.
That would be an interesting topic to get their perspectives on.
I just talk with the common people about it, and we talk about it. I've heard women who say, "Hey, this is done. Stuff needs to be equal," And I've heard women be like, "The women don't need to be out there."
Yeah.
So I would love to hear from more women on their perspective of this on this topic here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man. But
Yeah.
hey, in general, with the women's sports, man, I love sports. I really like sports. NBA, women's
WNBA.
basketball,
Yeah.
women's college basketball, women's volleyball.
High school.
Track and field. I love.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna not watch something because it's women's
Yeah.
sports. I love it. If you're an athlete and you compete, I love it. So, especially in the sports that we like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. You watched last night. There were NBA games on.
Yeah.
I know we watched one of them.
The Lakers.
Together. The Lakers versus who was it? Lakers versus Celtics, man.
Yeah.
And man, what's happening with the Lakers as far as like Anthony Davis can't make free throws at the end, man.
There's
Like,
been like 2 games where
It's
he's
been
missed
2
free throws.
games,
Yeah.
last week, and he's missed the free throws, and they go into overtime.
Mhm.
They be trying to blame Westbrook and stuff. Nah, you got to get off of Westbrook, man. He's been
Nah,
doing his thing
man.
playing good.
The
Lakers just seem older, not able
I
to
think
finish
it's
at the end.
I don't even think it's I think it's the coach, bro. I think it's the coach. 'Cause he didn't make any
Oh,
like
really?
so. No, it's definitely the Lakers, like the players,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the coach got to be held accountable too. Because
Okay.
people are saying it's just old age or whatnot. No, I don't think it's that. Because I was watching the game last night. The last 3 to 5 minutes of the game. First off, the Lakers were up by 12, like 4 minutes left.
They came back and took
The
over
Lakers were up
game.
by 12,
Yeah.
4 minutes left.
Yep.
But Austin Reed was getting cooked by Jason Tatum.
Oh,
I'm telling,
man.
bro, Jason Tatum,
Right.
Jalen Brown, even Marcus Smart, they were cooking Austin Reed, right? And the coach didn't even take him out. He left him in the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter and all
They
5 minutes
kept
of
ISOing
overtime.
just to go against Austin.
Just to
Reed.
go against him. They kept scoring
Every
on him,
time.
right? So you got to take him out. You got to put like, I put like
Beverly,
Dennis Schroeder or Patrick Beverly
even
in.
Schroeder, yeah.
You got to put someone with a little better defense, right? And then not
Every
only
time
that,
they were going against him, that was cold, man.
yeah, and
Tough to
then
see. And he wasn't even doing nothing on offense
Yeah.
to kind of make up for it.
for real, it would. I don't even know why he was in. Like that was like respectable, bro. Austin Reed, he's in the NBA, right? He's does some good things, right? But obviously, I don't know why he was in that game.
That's a wonderful point.
That's
man.
why, I was telling people, I was like, yo, I don't even think Austin Reed fits with the team. Like the pieces and what the Lakers are trying to do, it's like he's not really like shooting. Like he's not.
He can hit threes.
He's not like a JJ Redick or like
Okay,
Kyle
yeah.
Culver type of
Okay.
guy where like he
We
comes in
haven't seen all
just to
that
shoot.
yet,
We
yeah.
haven't seen all that, so it's like I don't know why he started over Beverly. I mean Beverly, he's not a good shooter, right? Dennis Schroeder
On
though.
defense, he's gonna make people work.
Yeah,
They
that's what he
weren't gonna be
does.
able to ISO him. They
That's
probably would
did you
avoid
see?
Patrick Beverly.
Did you see him in the first all 3 quarters? He was locking down Tatum,
Okay.
Jalen Brown, and whatnot. He
Okay,
does his
yeah.
thing on defense.
He's a pass.
He's
man.
guaranteed,
You don't
bro.
really wanna
He's
go against
guaranteed,
Patrick
but-
Beverly.
I think like I said, bro, Darvin Ham, bro, it's like.
You gotta make some
that-
adjustments.
Yeah, you gotta make some adjustments, and not only that, the Lakers were like tired, right? He had them in like all like 6 minutes or whatnot. Cause you gotta remember, in the fourth quarter, the Lakers are down by 12, they go up by 12, and then the
Right.
Celtics come back, right? So
Come
it's
back
like
and
I
the
didn't
game
see,
goes to overtime.
and he still had the same 5 players in. So it's like they're tired, man. You
They're
gotta
tired,
overtime, you gotta put some fresh legs in there. So
But like I said, Anthony Davis could have hit. He missed 2 free throws.
yeah, that's
He missed 2 free
terrible for
throws.
Anthony Davis. Yeah,
And I think right after that, Jason Tatum came and tied the game
over LeBron James.
over
Yeah,
LeBron.
But not only
Tatum
that,
was nice, man.
he had 44 points, bro.
44 last night.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
was-
even realize that he had 44.
44 points, man.
Man,
But
and he hit the game.
Not only that, bro, the Lakers just kept shooting in overtime, bro.
They're
It was
tired.
like, yeah, that's
They're tired. So
yeah.
they just kept shooting threes, and all you gotta do is drive in. You gonna get a foul. You got Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and LeBron. You gonna get foul calls.
Dude, Westbrook was doing his thing, bro.
Yeah,
he was doing his thing.
Solid. Westbrook was
Yeah.
solid. Blocks, rebounds,
Points.
assists,
He was taking
pushing
Anthony
the
Davis
pace.
rebounds, man.
Yeah, he was. Like, you gonna move too slow with this? Give me that. Give me that. And did you see Jason Tatum almost got LeBron on that poster dunk?
Yeah, LeBron had to put his elbow on.
LeBron
He was
had
like,
the
nah.
forearmer. LeBron said, I'm going to give you that old man play. And it stopped Jason Tatum because if he wouldn't have done that,
Jason Tatum just
got
gonna
height
go.
on that. He
Yeah.
had height. He was about to bang on LeBron. But
LeBron's like, this
knew
ain't
it.
about to be on
LeBron
Sports
said-
Center.
LeBron said, young boy, come here, young boy. And he just put that elbow up, and then Jason Tatum fell down on the ground, just wiped
Yeah.
out. That's what happens. You try to show up an OG, you gonna have that happen to you.
Yeah.
So, but he would have got him. But it's a lot of respect for Jason Tatum.
But
His
I'll
shot's
tell
so
you what I
nice.
learned from, like, this is what I've been saying for the Lakers, man, is you gotta go, they gotta go fast paced, man. Did you see them, like, in the fourth quarter, they were just going fast paced and everything.
Yeah, and they were
Like when you got LeBron, Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis coming at you
It's tough,
in a fast break, you can't stop that.
Which one you gonna
Who you gonna
grab
guard?
first? Yeah.
You can just throw up a lob to Anthony Davis or whatnot. They couldn't like Boston wasn't stopping that. They wasn't stopping that. So it was like.
But the question is, can the Lakers play at that pace for enough time? Because it seems like even if they,
I think they can, even if they substitute.
Okay.
It's like
They got to substitute.
They got to
substitute.
substitute.
People fresh, man.
You got to keep fresh legs on the floor.
They should have definitely won the game yesterday. But like I said, that game, and there was a game
Before
maybe 2 games ago where Anthony Davis, he made one free throw and missed the other one, and that made them go into overtime. All he had to do was make one free throw. Austin Reeves, I think, missed free throws in that one.
He
too.
did, yeah.
I think he missed some free throws.
But it all obviously, man. I mean,
So
after a full game, right? Your arms are tired, so it is more tough to make free throws. But yeah, I mean, and they were home. It wasn't even like they had,
Yeah, man. You got those are the difference between do you make the playoffs or not.
Yeah, those games right there.
Games.
And there's like you'll talk to like LeBron and whatnot. There's no excuse for like losing the game. When you're up by 12, 4 minutes left, you gotta be able to finish those out.
Right. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
You gotta finish those games out. So yeah, man.
So I think last night was like a coach
inexperience should have been made.
Yeah, inexperience from the coach. That's what it was.
I wonder how much control Darvin Ham gets to have over the team.
He doesn't have no control over that
you
team.
think there's some higher ups who are saying,
he doesn't have no control because let me tell you, Frank Vogel. Let me tell you, LeBron wanted Tyronn Lue, right? Like 3 years ago.
Really?
But he wanted his own coaching staff, right? But the Lakers were like, nah, we're gonna choose your coaching staff. So he was like, no, I'm not going there then. So Frank Vogel was like, okay, you can choose my coaching staff. And so that's why Frank Vogel got the job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why Frank Vogel got the job.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
And then you saw how that went.
Yeah, that was interesting there.
And then apparently, you see Magic Johnson left the organization. He
wasn't able to. He said, I thought I was going to have full control.
Nope.
And he wasn't able to. So
I mean,
we know the
you got owners and managers trying to tell you how to coach the game, bro. That's a failure organization, man.
Right. Yeah, that's true, man. And it's whatever's happening, it's not working. But the Lakers have been playing better. I will say that they've been playing more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see the Lakers make it to the playoffs because I like the Lakers, and when the
Lakers
are in the
LeBron
playoffs,
too,
it just makes it better, man. It just makes it more. All the games are more competitive.
I like Westbrook
hyped.
and
you got the top athletes there too.
It's like, hey, you're trying to beat the best player in the NBA right now.
So man, before we wrap things up on this episode, we just want to remind everybody to make sure you thumbs up this video, subscribe to the page, share the videos, and also we want to definitely end on a question.
Yeah.
I got a question for my brother Jonathan, my co-host Jonathan. Who is right now currently the most interesting athlete that you would, if you had an opportunity to have dinner with one athlete, sit down, they take you out to dinner.
Oh wow.
You get to just sit down and chop it up. You get 2 hours with them.
Yeah.
Who's the most interesting athlete of your choice you would have dinner with?
Ooh, that's tough. I gotta choose definitely. I go with Dame Dollar. I go with Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard, bro. I gotta go with him.
Man.
Yeah, man. He's just he's so chill on and off the court. He's always calm in every situation, man. It's like his work ethic, man, is it's out of control, bro. So
he's only 6 foot. They say 6'1". You know that means he's like 6 foot.
Yeah,
he's not you can see him out there, and Kobe said he's the real deal.
Yeah, man.
We've seen him be clutch.
He's really an underrated player in the NBA.
Okay.
Like if he would go on a team with Giannis, bro.
You're right about that.
Yeah, that's who I would say, Dom. How about you?
For me, man, most interesting athlete to sit down with and have dinner with. That's a good question, man. I haven't thought about it. The question was for you, man. I want to say, off the top of my head, I would say Carmelo Anthony. I would say Carmelo. Carmelo seems very intelligent, and he seems very thoughtful with off the court. He seems thoughtful, and I would just say Carmelo. He's a business-minded individual also, so I would definitely want to learn from him and understand different things that he knows about. So that would be my athlete. And Yeah, I would definitely say that.
That's a good athlete.
I
That's a good
definitely say
athlete.
Carmelo. I know people say he's not in the NBA right now, but that's an athlete right there.
Yeah,
That's still
he's a
athlete.
pro, man. He's
So
been in
yeah,
there.
man. Did you see LeBron's son play Carmelo's son?
I caught the highlights a little
Who
bit.
won the game? Was it
I don't know.
LeBron's son, Sierra Canyon, or
I
was
don't know.
it?
I think it was Sierra Canyon.
You think it was Sierra
I
Canyon?
think they're up like 12 or something. And
Okay.
LeBron got a junk and whatnot, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were playing each other.
They were
just
their
like-
sons were playing each other.
Their
so it
sons
was,
were playing each other just like LeBron and Melo played each other years ago.
20 years
I
ago.
remember when LeBron and Melo played each other in high
Wow.
school. Yeah, that was a big game on ESPN, and Melo was nice. LeBron was nice.
Mhm.
It was crazy, man. So yeah, that was a great game. You can go watch those highlights on YouTube also of them two playing each other back in the day.
They said Melo could have won a ring, man.
Won a ring.
He could have, man, but they said he took the money with New York.
He took the money, he's
So
business
he's like,
minded.
hey.
So yeah, you got to decide which one you want, and I think that's why they blackballed him too. His contract was so high. They're like, yeah. So weird to see, man. Weird to see what happens with him.
Yeah, that could be
I
it.
really want Westbrook to get a ring. So
Say.
we're gonna see what happens, man. We're
I
gonna
don't
see
know,
what
man.
happens. But yeah, as
time goes by, this-
man. We appreciate
Yep.
y'all being with us. Wonderful doing this show with you, my brother.
Yeah, man. Man. Stay tuned for SNJ Sports Talk, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, all that.
All of those
Twitter,
things.
yeah.
Yeah,
Apple
we'll
Music.
Be back on with you all soon.
We're gonna be
get
doing the
these,
call-in
We're gonna get
soon.
these call-in shows going.
Yeah.
And follow us on Instagram. We'll let you know the number.
Yeah.
To call in right there. All of y'all stay blessed. It's happy holidays to everybody. We got Christmas coming up next week. So
Yep, next weekend,
yeah.
yeah.
And we're gonna definitely on NBA review. We're gonna talk about these Christmas Day games
Mhm.
too. We're gonna give our predictions. We'll go through and do our
List by
predictions on
list, yeah.
that. Yep.
You already know.
All right.
All righty, man.
Peace,
Y'all,
y'all.
peace.